we are producing a lot of food, but we are also producing a lot of waste. We need a consumer education and suggest to consumer how to buy a product.
It's a collective effort that we need to make and then be prepared. So it's just anticipating to the problem.
Working with green technologies that can reduce the food waste.
So in that case is when we need these technologies that we are developing.
Welcome to Potato Talks, the podcast that uncovers big issues through the lens of your favorite food. In this episode, we're going to address the pressing challenge of food waste and explore paths toward a more sustainable food system.
I was thinking about the farm-to-fork value chain and how is this value influenced by consumer acceptance. So we know that most of the commodity or goods are selected not by their high quality performance or composition, but more about the aesthetic. Okay, so consumer prefer to buy products for their shape, for their appearance, that they are smart, they are bright, and not because it's a product that it's a seasonable product, or it's something that is produced in a kilometer zero. Yeah. Okay, so in a very short distance from the grocery where you are going to buy. So that's, I think it's a good point to discuss, because it's generating a lot of food waste, and therefore this is a big issue, okay, because we are producing a lot of food, but we are also producing a lot of waste, and so we need to create like a circularity or provide solution about that. And I think that one point should be to restyle this kind of concept of buying product, okay, and avoiding to select this product for the shape, but be focused more on the quality. And I think we need a consumer education, okay, and suggest to consumer how to buy a product, okay. What do you think about that?
I completely agree. I think that it's consumer, but even more maybe something that we can do at early stages. Let's say, so for example, at school you've got the kids are being taught about environment, they are taught about more core science, math and language, but food is something which is critical for us all. So I think that maybe even using early years just to introduce what the food is, what is food waste, and what little steps each of us can do just to prevent that, and then making sure that the kids understand that it's not just, as you were saying, aesthetics. It's not that something looks good and shiny, but also it's just what it gives you, what is the nutrition. As long as they are safe to eat and they can provide you with all that nutrition that you need, then it's fine. So, but I think that is also, as I said, from the early years, something that he could be brought into the education, and of course in terms of consumer level, when we are in the adulthood, of course understand what implications have, how we can maybe store fresh produce better. Yeah. Kind of learning or having tools to understand how we can plan our shopping and not buying something because it's just in offer and then it's on sale, so let's buy, because at the end of the day you end up with something that you don't manage to cook or you don't manage to eat.
Yeah, I agree with you. We are scientists, and so we know how the fresh product, for example, we come from the fruits and vegetable sector, and we know how is the conservation and how we can preserve a kind of product, and sometimes or the consumer thinks that well, a product should be stored in a cold fridge, you know, refrigerator, but maybe this kind of product should be stored at room temperature, and so instead of preserving, we are going to accelerate, okay, a disease and a weight loss, okay, provoking a weight loss. So I think that we should push and provide this kind of message of how the consumer can handle this kind of commodity, and this message is not only dedicated to fruit and vegetable. I think for all perishable goods, there are some, standard or protocol that the common consumer should follow, okay, to avoid the production of food waste.
Yeah.
I think that the issue or the issue of generating food waste is not only related to consumers, okay, but also I think that we pay attention also on the industry. Yeah. Okay, food waste is generated also in the primary sector, okay, in field. And also during the processing, okay? So it's important also to provide a message to the industry that the generation of food waste it's a kind of opportunity, because food waste can be very homogeneous, but in some cases also very heterogeneous. So it's a kind of biomass that is generated. Okay, but within this biomass there are a lot of important things, important bioactive compounds that it's a very shame, a pity to throw away, okay, or not provide this kind of valorization that maybe deserve this kind of biomasses, and therefore we should also make aware to this industry that obtaining compounds from a waste it's a positive thing, okay, and reuse residues or waste, it's important, okay, I think it's an opportunity.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I think that also then that has to come hand to hand with research and with technology, because I'm sure that food processing industry, or even at in the upstream, so like the growers, the producers, all what they want is just to be able to get as much as they have for their product. So imagine a farmer who's just putting a lot of input and resources in terms of water, in terms of fertilizers, labor, just to harvest the crop. All of that is already an investment that has been made. If the crop results in food loss, then they are not recovering all that input. So it's just a pity in itself, and also have an economic impact. So I'm sure that they are very welcoming of new ways of reducing that potential food loss or potential food waste later in the stream. But that's something that sometimes they will need kind of be collaborating or really in close touch with experts, with technical people that will be able to tell them, well, this would be a route that you could just go through just to have this added value of the food that has been lost or wasted. So I agree with you that there's always an avenue for that, but it's just sometimes it's not that easy to have those conversations, because it seems that people don't speak the same language. Everything and any effort that can be put in terms of how these points are in common, or these conversations that can be developed is crucial, so that we can understand what are the needs from industry, what are the needs from farmers, and then from the technical aspect, So the technologists, the scientists, how can we just make that new, innovations happen? So I think that's the key. Just be able to talk the same language and then put the effort together.
I think that we should provide solution and provide our knowledge that we are, testing day by day, okay, to the industry, and the industry should rely on us, okay, when we say that our technologies that we are testing can work also in another environment that is not only the laboratory.
Yes.
Okay, so that means that we are working on preservation technologies. Okay, these technologies can be used on the market, on their product, on the industry, and can land on the market. Okay, so that's a message that we should provide, because we are the first one that we would like to have a sustainable world, sustainable, and provide sustainable technologies. Okay, working with green technologies, okay, made by natural things, okay, that can reduce the food waste. So we have the knowledge to provide the technology that can lead to a better conservation of products. Since the consumers trends are focusing more on having commodities along over the year. So in our case, we have also to provide in our technology to make this a reality. Okay, so like conservation of the product that are harvested in, for example, in September and can be consumed until May or until summer. So we have this knowledge that we can implement, and this technologies also will contribute to reduce food waste, since the product can last so much time. Okay, and so working with like you in technology like control atmospheres, or in my case about edible coatings. These are technology that can have the synergy, okay, to extend the shelf life of a product, and in summary, reduce again food waste.
Yes, and if I can say something, I always, because then you can always have these counter argument. So we as scientists, sometimes, when we just write our papers, we said that it's good just to implement this technology to provide year-round availability of a product. But then there would be people saying, but why do we have to have products all year round? Why don't you just, in summer you have a summer fruit, for example, in winter you will just eat winter fruit, and that's not a problem. Well, that may be true, but there are also some other things. For example, when we have disruptions in the supply chain because of climate conditions, that they are very high summer, then all your predictions that you had predicted and then you had all planned very well, then that's not working anymore. Or when we've got geographical conflicts like strikes, war here and there, all of that will be disrupting the supply chain. So in that case is when we need these technologies that we are developing. So it's not just to make someone happy, say you are going to make more money because you are going to have all product all year round. It's not only that. There are many other things that we need to be prepared, so that when it happens we are not ending up just throwing away a whole crop, because we are not able to store some fresh produce for an extra week, because the transport in the ship that is just being shipped from the northern hemisphere, or something has happened, and then it just stays there 1 or 2 extra weeks. So we have to be ready for that, and I think that in that sense it's a collective effort that we need to make, and then be prepared. So it's just anticipating to the problem, actually, and not being reactive. So you have the tools, and then you know when and how to apply it. And it's just to have that. It is the shelf life, the extension is in storage life, but also the quality. So it's not that we end up with something that looks okay. As coming back to the point that we made it at the beginning, it's all these nutritional components, the vitamins, everything is still there. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, that's what we need. So we need just to have good quality food, to make the most of it.
Well, we should avoid, to consume so much fruit, vegetable, for example, that come from another hemisphere. And this is just to remark again how we can educate the consumer, because sometimes globalization can bring also, diseases, that we have not. Or are not a reality here in Europe, and this kind of movement of fruit, vegetables, etc., from one part of the world to another can generate this kind of issue, and for this that we have to be focused again on consuming fresh fruit or fruit that can be stored for a long period, but that come from our areas, and avoiding this the consumer of the consumption of some commodities that are not produced here. My point of view is that I rely a lot on consuming products that are very close to the consumer. So that's very important, because it's the best way to have a high quality product. And it doesn't matter if it's ugly, this kind of fruit, if there is some stain inside over the surface, etc. Well, just remove and you can eat it. And so that will improve, our sustainability and reduce a lot the food waste.
I think that there's a lot of, there's a lot of things that we can do, but hopefully we are contributing just to get into that point. So when it comes just to, collaborate as researchers that we are, but also being engaged with consumers, general public, but also even with policymakers. So we need to be able to translate what we find to those what would be able just to change policies, and at the end of the day make a bigger impact. So at the end of the day, just have that communication, being able just to train people, just to train also the new generation of scientists, just making people aware of what we are doing and how much impact we can make. So hopefully at the end of the day, we will be able to reduce, to meet this very important target, which is reduce food loss and waste.
Yeah, for sure.
So I will be very happy if we contribute to that.
Okay, I agree with you, Mari Carmen. I think we have a good conversation, and hopefully we can have furthermore in the future.
Definitely.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
Very, very nice.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Christian.
Get it.